Doras and the peasants of the Hyderabad state. So let us look at the actual picture what happened in the Hyderabad state under the rule of the Nizams who were subjugated under the rule of the Britishers. See here, Nizams have various kinds of other subordinates who are working under them. We have Nizams, then immediate subordinates, we have chieftains, then Jagirdars, then we have the Samsthanams, all these people collecting taxes and they in turn pay tax to the Nizams. Nizams used to pay tax to the Britishers. So these people used to collect the taxes and pay as Peshkas tax to the Nizams. Looking into the actual picture of how much does the Nizams have, see here, there are 1500 Zagirs in the Hyderabad state spread over in 6535 villages. We also have 14 Samsthanams covering an area of 497 villages, and we also have 1400 villages directly under the control of Nizam's Zagir or personal property of the Nizams. In this way we have various divisions of this. As the process moved on, the tax collection system was getting a bit tough for the Nizams. The British policy seems to be a failure for them. So Britishers could not do anything. So the Nizams came up with a new policy entrusting with the landlord system and in order to collect more tax from them. And in this way the landlords were called Doras. These Doras were given the rights and Pakka documents were given known as Pattas, ensuring that a fixed land is allotted for them. Along with that, the adjacent wastelands and the forest lands were also allotted to them. In this process, these landlords and the Doras have learned that these castor oil and all these things, cashew crops, have good market in the abroad. They need the facilities to cultivate them and we need the employees to work under them. So how can we get the facilities? They cleared the lands of the forest lands and they brought the wastelands into profitable lands by providing some irrigation facilities. But who is going to work under them? They increased the scope of Veti and forced the many of the labor to come and work here. They used to live in an independent isolated houses called Gadi in Telangana, where they used to have the military or the soldiers supporting for them and servants. These people forced the labor of the farmers to work for them under the Veti without giving any payments for them. In this process, they made them to work, and these Doras control nearly 1 lakh hectares of land. We have nearly 550 Doras in the Telangana region who control the entire land regions, and they used to in turn pay the taxes to the Nizams. We have many famous Doras also. Mr. Vinsri Reddy is one of the famous Dora, and another Reddy is also mentioned in your textbooks. So what happened about the famines? What is the final conclusion of this? So during the Dora system, the higher caste and the lower caste system was also brought into existence. The Doras used to be very controlling the entire thing. They used to maintain the entire collection of the tax rights. They used to maintain all the judicial powers, and they used to be claiming that they are the higher caste people or the upper caste people, and they used to be in support with the upper caste people. And they never used to allow the lower caste people to put on a shirt or to wear on the slippers. In this way, and they have to call them as Doras or their masters. So in this way, the farmers were completely depressed during the period of the Dora system. And with this continuous sequences of the depressions and high taxes which resulted in the famines. You know what is the meaning of the famine? Famines is a continuous droughts which occur in a certain period of time is called famines. These famines have very famous impact, like in the Ganjam famines which we have heard, like in 1865 to 66. We also have nearly 11 famines hitting Andhra region. Andhra Pradesh was the worst hit places of the famines during that period. The major reason for the hit of the famines was, one is like collecting more and more amount of taxation from the peasants, which forced the peasants to leave their basic occupations or forego their lands. The second major thing is because of the civil war what we got of the US, the Ganjam famines have become very severe, and later on shifting of the focus from the rice crop to the cotton crop, and also the commercial trades where the British government never tried to control any of the traders, which also created the artificial scarcity of the food grains in the various places. These all led to the series of famines to be hit to the Andhra region, and many thousands of people have lost their lives. So in this wake of famines, many of the peasants were in the dull or in the state where they lost their family members. So in this way, the famines have hit seriously, and the Deccan riots broke out in 1860s. So the peasants started to do agitations against the zamindari, landlords, and also the Doras system. Now, because of the continuous suppressions on the peasants moved to an extent where they can't bear it, because they were forced to do work for many days without giving any payment. They have to do the extreme hard work, and they were even prohibited doing any personal works or improvement of their own fields. So in this moment, we had the peasant movements getting escalated. The first movement was started in the Deccan riots of 1860, which is also very famous, like Rampa Fisheries, or it started in the place called Mopila. Most of the peasants decided to do agitation against the zamindari system, landlord system, raitwari system, and they demanded that they want to be reduction or ban of the landlord system, the Doras system, and also to be reduction in the revenue, land taxes, and everything. Collection of the land revenue also has to be reduced. These are the major demands of the peasants. These peasants have started to do agitations at various places. In 1920-22, in Awadh, in Uttar Pradesh, a large procession was carried out against the zamindari system, and the peasants decided to make the zamindars to run away. They agitated against the zamindars. They forced the zamindars to move away from their villages. They banned the zamindars. They also openly described that they were not willing to work against the zamindars or not willing to go into the zamindars' fields. In this situation, the Britishers, instead of supporting the people, they have taken the side of the landlords. They are supported by sending their army to suppress the revolts. But actually the agitation of the peasants was really true and genuine, where they are asking on the humanitarian grounds like complete exploitation, and there was no equal treatment at all. They were forced to do work in the Vetti system. There was no chance of developing any personal lands, and they were made as a bonded labor rather than nothing. No other word can be used here appropriately. And this has made these agitations to start. They have banned the zamindari system. They rejected the zamindars. They have established their own Kisan Sabhas. If any zamindar tries to move or remove a tenant, the Kisan Sabhas used to go there and do agitations and make the zamindars force them to leave from that place. In this way, the peasant movements were started very severely, but they could not meet their success into the larger extent as the situations were in progress, and the Indian independence movement was also in progress. The First World War was started during the period of 1950s and 60s. So these are the various other reasons which showed their impact on the peasant movements. Let us study about these in the next further chapters. What happened for the peasants in the Telangana region. That's all for us. In this lesson, we have studied detailedly what is a permanent system of tax, then moved on how was the system in the Mughals, how did it turn during the Britishers' time, what is the new system of the Raitwari system, what are the efforts made with Thomas More, and how did the Raitwari system turn into be effective, how did the Britishers start to do some building of the dams, like the Anicut against the Godavari on the name of Sir Arthur Cotton, then a dam at Vijayawada on the across the river Krishna in 1854, then Kadapa, this Kurnool link of the canal, and all these things were some of the good steps which are taken. But later we also have seen the critical phase of the Hyderabad state of the Doras system, and also the higher caste upper caste existence, the untouchability, the cruel attitude of the Doras, forcing the people to work very like there is no other alternative for them, using the soldiers and making them to people to work without any choice for them. Then we have seen the peasant movements, famines, Ganjam famine, which has hit Andhra region very severely. Along with Ganjam famine, we have nearly 11 famines hitting during the period of 19th century, which made the entire thing worse and worse. Agriculture turned to be the dangerous thing to be done, and that too we don't have any choice other than just simply working as a labor, a bonded labor under the control of the Doras in the Vetti system. So these are the moments which made the peasants to fight against the zamindars and the landlord system, asking them, demanding them to stop or ban the landlord system, to reduce the land tax revenue and the method of collection, forcing the people to pay taxes even though they are in severe conditions or even there is no proper rainfall or crops were in famines. This is a dangerous and very miserable condition of the farmers during the entire period of the Britishers.